from Aarti Agarwal show. We are here presenting. We are going to continue our topic show that we have been doing for past few months. You've been watching us. So today we are not going to discuss our problem. We're going to discuss your problem, and let's see what we have our guests to share. What kind of advices? Because they are experienced, they are expertise in this, and they have solved their problems. They have basically moved out of this, and right now they are here. They have huge concern on our generations of these young kids who for the future marriage or any relationship. Yeah. So hi guys, good evening and welcome back.
Hi, hi,
Hello.
Atia.
Hey, so how was your day?
Was good.
Hi Akshata.
Hi, Aarti. I'm so glad to be back on this topic, and we hope to find some solutions together, which hopefully will throw some light on somebody else's lives.
Oh, lovely. Thank you so much. It's very appreciating. And okay, that's a good news. You have a parents in a town today.
Yes, absolutely. So perhaps you can see the extra smile. I'm loving the time right now with my
Right.
parents.
Okay. Just to let me go back to your little past. You as a child of your parents, you're very happy. I could see that light and so happiness in you. So I want to know that how positive your parents' relationship were, and how did it impacted you in positively compared to your kid, your son who's facing now.
I've been blessed to have them as my parents. Their marriage has been very successful, and it's lasted over 5 decades now. So next week is their marriage anniversary,
Oh,
which is
wow.
why I'm taking them out for a cruise. That's a small gift from my side,
Oh,
just to say
lovely.
thank you for everything that they've done to us. So absolutely, they've had a very successful marriage. And that's what built the trust in the institution of marriage in me by seeing them how they're a good team together. That's the most important part, that we need to be a good team. One, whatever is the strength of the one is the weakness of the other, and vice versa. That's why they complement each other's very well, uh, which is uh, which is what motivated me to step into this institution in the first place. uh, but having gone through the experience, I don't regret it, because I've grown as a person, and I don't think it has impacted my son in a negative way, where he doesn't look at life cynically. We look at life as beautiful
Yeah.
as it could be. So we're very open and positive in our conversation. So if it happens with me, doesn't mean it will happen with him or anybody else. So we
Right.
take every day as a new day. We approach with new thoughts and fresh positive attitude every day. So as whatever life comes to him along his path, I'm sure he'll take it as positively as it could come. But most important is, there would be challenges in any of our lives. There will be challenges, right? So I think the most important thing that affected my marriage was the addiction, which was a drinking problem that the spouse had, which eventually made the marriage collapse. So that is something I'm very particular about. The reason the alcohol became an addiction is because there was no anchor within. When there was a storm, so if there is no anchor within, the boat will drift along with the storm. So it's very important for me, for my son, to have that anchor within. So whenever the challenges or stressful situations will arrive, he will have his own internal source to hang on, and he would perhaps, hopefully, not need external support in terms of these substances like alcohol or cigarettes that could perhaps affect the way he would think and approach situations. Absolutely, that there is no fun without all kinds of emotion in one life. It's never going to be perfect. It's perhaps only in the movies that will be perfect. So it's the acceptance of imperfection, that maturity to accept that, okay, though you're different, we're still okay together. That maturity, that level of respect and trust on each other is important, and that will come only when we are secure within ourselves. I have my own confidence in my own abilities, or equally my own weaknesses. If I'm very honest within myself, I have complete hold of my own weaknesses,
And there,
strengths.
I'm sure there is something like, forgiveness and moving forward and going for the next step. Because these things are also important equally into the relationship.
So all that will come only if my star foundation within is.
Yes, correct.
So it's important to build up that characterization
Right.
from the childhood.
Right. Thank you, Akshita. We're going to come back to you again. Let me move to Mr. Janak. Hi, Mr. Janak.
Hi, hi.
Hi.
You're back
So,
again.
yes, really
Yeah.
happy to be back again. And just want to ask you something about how the father, after the divorce, due to custody, how they suffer and struggle for the child, not having them in their life so often, like, like how they used to be when they are missing out and everything. What would you, how would you like to see the future court case or custody to be in like having a new rules or something which can be helpful for the future fathers thing if in case there's a divorce and there is again is about a child custody, and what kind of steps do you think the judges or the court should go or take?
I think judicial courage is a very important one where equality stands above everything else because whenever it comes to equality, you must also consider the child's best interest. And it's not just for the namesake of it, but it must be put above everyone else's priority. Even if it means to punish one party, you have no choice because that's in the best interest of the child. You would have to do. I mean, it's best if you don't have to punish anyone, but you still need to put the child's best interest ahead of everything else. That's where the judges and I think the courts need to take
What could be the
courage.
interest? What could be a better or interest for the child benefit that you think the judge should take step? Like they should like pass the law that can be helpful.
When there is a case or situation where a child is being denied one parent or does not get to see one parent, that's where the court really needs to step in because realistically, the order is from the court to parties. So any breach of that order, the court should take some responsibility in enforcing it, or at least allow it to be enforced so that each party can be empowered to manage parenthood.
Right.
It cannot be in one-sided only. That's where the judge needs to come in or the court needs to come in to say, I need to balance this off. If it's on one-sided, and one parent is not getting to see the child, I need to balance it off, irregardless of whatsoever. My job as the court is to see the child's best interest, to have both parents in their lives. As long as the father is not defaulting or in any way harmful to the child, or the mother is not harmful to the child, they must be part of the child's life, regardless of any evidence or whatsoever. That's not the point.
Right. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Janak. One final question I would like to ask you about the child. What do you uh, what do you see future or children taking steps into relationship to be being very careful so that they don't face a similar problem? They try not to face a similar problem. What can be done?
I think they need to learn some patience. This is the era of shorts, videos, quick answers, immediate responses.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, we humans need time like dinosaurs. We are not that instant. We are not machines. We need to have patience. That
which is lacking. Yes.
yeah, that somebody that you care about, that's close to you, takes time to change. Also, it's not that it's impossible, but it takes time. I think forgiveness is one big thing. Another one is patience, understanding. That's where I think where you can truly understand both parties.
Yeah.
That's what's going to make it last. A true understanding of each other.
Well, we're looking forward for our kids to be their marriage again long lasting. We'll see what's happened.
Yeah.
Let me move.